Bum 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 bum.
Tomatoes?
Hello, and welcome to the video for what is the UMG Draw Lines node. Well, let's run our example, and you'll see some blue lines. So let's look at the node and how it will work. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and unhook all the inputs, and we'll compile this. We're going to get errors. We're going to need a paint context, and you're going to need a set of points, or an array that's going to define where it starts and each individual point along the way. Like our draw line node, we can use the draw lines with just 2 points. So that way you'll have a starting point here as the first entry. 100, 100 is my position. And then my ending point for the first line, or the first section, is 500, 500. So if I was to remove these other points in here, so if we remove these ones and run this, we're going to get a line. It's when we add more pins and add additional sections of line, for example, like this, that we now create a starting point, point 1, point 2, and it will continue along that way. Other options that we can put into it is a tint, or the color that we're going to tint our line. For example, now it's green. Anti-aliasing, whether we're using anti-aliasing, if this is disabled and we run this, it kind of looks the same, but as it gets smaller, you notice it's going to become thinner or thicker. It doesn't really maintain its depth or physicalness. Anti-aliasing adds a little bit of, it's anti-aliasing. If you don't know what it does, it basically tries to fix up jaggies and things like that. You'll notice we now have more solid defined lines. It doesn't look like they're disappearing when they resize. Thickness defines the thickness of the line. Now by default, you're going to have 1 for the thickness. You're going to get these thin lines. And unless you're using Unreal Engine 4.22 or later, you won't even have an option for thickness. Thickness was added in Unreal Engine 4.22. Now something to note, the drawlines node takes in a paint context. If you were to take and put a drawlines node into your main system here, you're not going to have a paint context. There's no really way to get it. You need to go into your widget, override the paint function. This will give you your onPaint function with a paint context that you would then plug in here. And that's it. This is the draw lines node. It's useful if you want to draw multiple lines, so triangles or boxes or things like that. Keep in mind it's going to connect from A to B to C, or 0 to 1 to 2. It's a continuous line that you're drawing in succession.